a loss is a change in a familiar pattern or behavior. So what you've done every day, you're no longer doing. Grief is emotional and it's not intellectual. So when people lose things, I'm not doing the same thing, or I was divorced and now I'm alone. So there's a change there, and those are emotional energy comes up, and it's not an intellectual thing, it's emotional. Our hearts are broken. So one way to effectively deal with that is to help people to see that, you can't heal the heart with the head. You can't use an intellectual band-aid to heal a broken heart. So we need to be able to show people how to grieve. And we've never been taught how to lose things. We've always been taught how to gain things. Go to school, get a job, and buy a house, buy a car, get married, have 2 kids. So we're not really equipped as a society to deal with the emotional pain and the emotional process of how to let go of something when it's been either ripped from us or we've lost it by maybe some decisions of our own. But it's a process, and it's not a process that's a one-size-fits-all. It is unique to each individual. So you don't grieve the way I grieve. I don't grieve the way the next person grieves, because we all bring our different cultures, our unique experiences, our background, our education to that grieving process. But we are all emotional. We are emotional beings. We're bio-psycho spiritual beings, and we can't try to just only interact with parts of people. We have to interact to the whole person. So when there's a loss, we need to be able to minister and effectively help people from all of those angles, and realizing that emotions are a part of that process of moving forward. So we can't just throw services and activities at a person who's not emotionally equipped to handle it. That's why we see people depressed and they're not able to move forward. And there's a saying that when your heart is broken, your head doesn't work right. So we can't process all of the information that we need to move forward until we get our emotions in check. That is certainly part of the process, but moving forward is a different, it takes the whole being. This is a wonderful, wonderful service that is being provided to the community. What we need to do is partner. We need someone to start with the emotional process, and then in that, then we can be able to take advantage of some of the workforce services that are available to us. If a person is hurting and their heart is broken and they've just lost their job and they're not sure how they're going to keep the lights on or how they're going to keep their kids fed, resume writing and interviewing skills might not be at the top of my to-do or priority list. So how can we help people to deal with that emotional anxiety and that fear and that ability to move forward? How can we help them to decide to make changes? We have to help with that process, and that's on an emotional and a spiritual level, so to speak, because once we've lost something that we're never getting back, there's a certain amount of feeling and emotion that go along with that. So we might not be able to see past what I lost because I'm so busy looking backwards I can't see forward. So let's deal with people where they are in this area, and then be able to take the services that are being provided and take advantage of them. Because I mean, if it was so simple to just come here and do what you needed to do, everybody would be here. There's a reason why they're not. If everybody's lost a job, and there's there are thousands and thousands of people who have lost jobs, and we're saying we can help you find another one. There should be a line wrapped around the building, but there's a reason why they're not wrapped around the building. And a lot of that could be the fear of I'm not gonna try again because I just can't take it. I don't want to. I don't have the energy to do it. I don't know how. I've been doing that for 30 years. I don't know how to do anything else, and nor do I think I want to learn how to do anything else. So all that emotional processing of the change in the familiar pattern or behavior, we need to deal with that so we can then make some decisions. Then, okay, now I'll go there. I'll come to the building and I'll sign up for the services and I'll do the counseling and do the resume writing workshops and take advantage of all of that. So, because we all in the community, you have relationships, and relationships truly are everything. So if I know that you're a trusted individual, I know that I can trust you with my innermost thoughts, or I can trust that you will not judge me or analyze me or criticize me, and you know me, then I'm more apt to come to you and tell you my heart. I'm more apt to tell you how I feel. So if I know that something is available, you know that something is available for me, I'm going to come to you. I'm not going to go to them because they don't know me and they just want to push, they might want to push these services on me, but I might not be ready for it. So why don't we work together so we can pull people up together? It's like, I know a resource for you. Now, if you want it, it's available. I can help you go get it. But thank you for coming to me. You have the compassion there and the caring attitude, but then, the goal is always to move people forward, but meeting them where they are at the same time. And so I think because of those relationships that leaders, faith-based leaders have in the community, they're best poised to be able to meet that person at that level, at that point of need, and then be able to collaborate with other outside agencies that will help move that person along. As we hear people talk about it briefly with career management firms and different things, because they might not be equipped totally to deal with the emotional grief part. They're like, oh, you might experience this. Well, you might be depressed. You might experience some anger. But let's go ahead and get your resume together so we can move you forward and you can find another job. So I see a disconnect or a need there that's not being fulfilled in the marketplace to help the massive job layoffs across the country. So I am positioning myself to be able to help people in those areas to be able to take something that will move people forward. Then they can connect to those resources that are community-based resources that are placed in position for people to move their lives forward and get jobs and get the skills and training that they need to move forward.